This episode of All Things Business, the podcast, is brought to you by our media partner, DFA Law. DFA Law have been advising clients across Northamptonshire and the region for 180 years. DFA Law, the law firm for life.
Frazer.
Ben, someone stole the backdrop.
I know. We're on the road.
We're on the road.
On tour?
Yeah.
Something new for 2024?
Yeah, different location, different backdrop. Giving me ideas for the studio for next year.
Brilliant.
Joined by a special guest.
I know. Royalty, some would say.
Some would say royalty. The Queen. I think I called her the Queen last time, didn't I? The Queen of food and drink in our glorious county of Northamptonshire.
Rachel Mallows, welcome.
Thank you. Delighted to be here.
It's your debut.
It is my debut. I know.
So for those that are listening, not watching, set the scene, Rachel. Where are we?
So we are in the award-winning June Plum restaurant in Wellingborough. Absolutely beautiful. You can feel the vibes of the place just by looking around and start to smell. I don't know what they're cooking in the kitchen, but there's something going on.
Jerk chicken, I hope.
We'll find that out soon.
Yeah, I know.
We'll find that out
But
soon.
I must admit, for those that are listening and not watching, I love Wellingborough. I know Frazer isn't a fan of Wellingborough, even though he's from Wellingborough, but that's a separate conversation. Snob. This for me is what I imagine what Jamaica would be like, or Barbados, or the Caribbean. I've never been, but when you come in here, like you say, the smell, the atmosphere, the sense of it all,
It's authentic.
I love it, and I think Jodie and her team have done an amazing job here.
Yeah.
And that brings us on to obviously why we're here, is a follow on from your illustrious awards at the Royal and Derngate.
Yeah, 15 years.
I know.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
It is a long time. But it was glorious. Everyone had a great time.
Yeah.
Really loved it.
Yeah.
And businesses have been talking about increased turnover as a result. That's the kind of test of whether we're doing a good job or not.
Yeah.
And we really want people to support things local, especially at the moment.
Yeah, now more than ever. And I mean, I've been fortunate to go to a couple of years, but it was your first time, wasn't it?
It was my first time, yeah. 2020, obviously we all know what happened in 2020. 2021, I couldn't make it. 2022, I was on
Were you washing your
holiday.
hair? Another holiday?
No, yeah.
Dedication, Rachel.
And
He has more holidays than Thomas Cook, by the way.
Does he?
Yeah.
It's only Santa that does less work than me. And then this year I was fortunate that...
Santa works one day of the year.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're part-time.
True, yeah. If you had the hours up. I love it because in previous years, we've always looked through the winners, and I most certainly have. I don't know Ben has, and I know a lot of other people have as well, that you find out about something new, and that's what I love.
Those golden nuggets, isn't it?
Yeah, but you go
Little
back.
gems.
You go back to here, where we are today. You wouldn't necessarily go out of your way to find somewhere like this as a venue, but when you hear so many people talking about it, when they win, obviously as they did at the Food and Drink Awards, that's what entices you to come here.
Yeah.
You got that reason.
You've got that reason, but you've also, you look down any high street, there are chain after chain after chain. You can walk into any one, no matter where it was. But this is unique.
Yeah.
It's the one of.
And you can definitely tell when you're in an independent. And you're right, we need to support local.
Yeah.
One thing that did stand out for me this year over previous years is the support from the small businesses all the way up to the big ones, like your Haygates, Weetabixes, etc.
And
that must make you feel very proud.
Amazing, because in other areas you don't get that support from the large companies in the way that we've managed to persuade them in Northamptonshire. So absolutely over the moon with that, because they not only turn up on the night and pay for their finalists to come along, which is in essence how it works. They get involved in mentoring. We do gold winner mentoring as well, and they love it. Yeah, you know, which is brilliant. And I do, as you mentioned it, talking about our brochure. If anyone is watching, if anyone isn't, it's on.
Many watch, Rachel.
Do they?
More listen and download.
Northamptonshire Food and Drink .co.uk, it's on there. But that's a good place to go and find the brochure and see where to go out and eat.
Yeah. And we're blessed with them. All the way from Corby to Silverstone, everywhere in the middle. We are blessed with them. And it's not just the food producers, it's the drink producers as well.
Yeah.
I mean, your neck of the woods, Els Barton's got a lovely
the vineyard. Yeah, I think they were a previous winner or finalist. Yeah. I was going to say I don't go there this time of the year. It's a little bit too cold to sit outside. But
fair weather vineyard.
I'm a fair weather drinker. Same as my golf.
But I would never have thought 15 years ago that it would end up being so well loved. I really didn't.
And I do. I look up to you a lot with my awards hat on to go. How can we replicate for the wider business community in Northamptonshire what you've done and nailed and excelled at over the last 15 years for the food and drink sector? And I do take a lot of inspiration for what you've done, and you've certainly set the trend there. On that 15 years, it would be remiss of me not to take you back. What's been the highlight, if you like, over the last 15 years? Is there?
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember the very first awards dinner. We went alongside another kind of Northamptonshire celebration, and it was in a marquee, and they decided to put the presentation of the awards at the end of the evening. So you can imagine that everyone was drunk, and they weren't all from the food and drink sector. And my guest on the night was Marcus Waring. And I had many letters the next day telling me off about Marcus Waring's language, as he told everybody to shut the flip up so that we could listen to who the winners were.
I could have done with him. I could have done with him the education awards.
It was great fun. He was really, that was brilliant. So I think some of the keynote speakers that we've had, Jason Atherton, Michelle Roux, we were at the cricket club then, and we've moved around a couple of times, but the Royal and Derngate is a great home for us, a really great home. Yeah. I remember those times when I was just bowled over from a pub or a restaurant who said, I can't fit you in, Rachel. Even for you, I can't fit you in. We are so busy. Or someone else saying, our sales have increased by 25%. Or someone else saying, since we won that award, we've had the confidence to develop our business.
Well, so on that, I've got to mention Greedy Gordon's, because they are probably numerous award winners. I've been a client of theirs at different businesses around the county for a number of years. Sometimes actually didn't realise that it was theirs until I got in there. But he's a huge fan, and now obviously turned category sponsor.
I know, that's incredible.
Great success story.
Committed to next year as well. So
brilliant.
No, they are. The sponsors are brilliant, and I do make a point of finding out why they're sponsoring, what they want to get from it. I think it's important to know so that when I go and have that conversation again, I can say, did we meet that expectation?
It's a synergy that the sponsors that are involved share that passion that you and the rest of the wider team all do. And that's one thing that you can feel it in the room, that there's a buzz and an excitement and everyone's championing you.
Yeah.
And also as well, you talk about how highly regarded the Food and Drink Awards are, but to take nothing away from you as an accomplishment, but being the queen of food and drink.
I gave her that title, by the way.
We'll check that. But being that queen of food and drink, that respect level starts with you, that your passion is ingrained into everybody that comes through. So, yeah, well done.
It's kind of you.
And keep it
but
up.
let's stop talking about me. I'm going to talk. No, I want to talk about
before
this.
we go on to that, because
okay.
You're ruin with the surprise.
Also, but there must be, and where I learn from people like you that I take inspiration from is the challenges, the bad days, of which there are a lot of. I think anybody that says they haven't had a bad day are either extremely lucky or they're lying out of their arse.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest challenge for you over the 15 years for the awards?
I think the pandemic. And then
First year back.
I think the first year back was fine. In the room, there was a lot of love in the room when we all got together. That was great.
Definitely.
But somebody described it to me yesterday as this kind of perma-crisis. We've gone from pandemic through the war, cost of living crisis, in all kinds of arenas. These increased costs, people then struggling to go out regularly or buy artisan foods and that kind of thing. So to me, the biggest challenge has been maintaining the professionalism, positivity, but actually finding some ways to support businesses as they move forward with this.
We've definitely done all of those.
Well, but still.
Here's
There is
to
a
the
light
next
at the
15.
end. Exactly. Here's to the next 15.
Absolutely.
Can I now talk about you two then?
What have you got in your hand there, Rachel?
Well, I've got something with a logo that I'm just pointing out. Business Excellence Awards. Nice logo, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
Turn it around.
I'm going to turn it around because very naughtily, I was awarded something at your awards the following week, wasn't I?
You certainly was.
And Ben stood up at the end of the evening and started talking about somebody. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. I wonder who that is. And I was with a colleague who kept pointing at me going, it's you, it's you. And she said I looked terrified. So I'd just like to tell you both, I looked terrified.
You did look terrified because Ben was at the front of the room talking about it, and I was stood at the back of the room because I was watching.
Yep.
Because I wanted to see if, I mean, it was obvious to me because obviously we'd seen it, but it was great seeing your reaction because you were you're that humble that it must have been, I can't remember how long the speech was, but a good 45 seconds in before realisation hit you.
Yeah.
And the reason behind that, well, I've already told you how wonderful you are, but this award is the one award of the night that's from us as a business, because
thank you.
We get the pleasure of being aware of what so many individuals do, and it's about who deserves that recognition. And 15 years for the Food and Drink Awards and the difference you've made.
Well, that's kind. That is kind. As you know, it's not about an individual, it's a team and all that stuff.
But you're the visionary behind it.
But it makes a difference. It's a pat on the back, and I appreciate that. And a hug, if anyone's listening or watching still. But I think the other thing is it's really good for me because, you know, when you present awards, you forget what it's like to receive one. And so people have said to me over the years, oh, you know, you can't understand how I felt on that. So when you do, and I used to enter awards years and years and years ago, but, you know, this got me. You shocked me.
It was even better that you didn't know that you were there for that.
Yeah. Well,
and my name has never been along, what's his name, Courtney Laws. Somebody had posted something about the two of us together. Would you imagine those two names
He beat
together?
you to the Northamptonshire icon.
He did, yeah.
Well, the icon award is a different, but you follow in the footsteps of David Lang, John Harley, Armajit. I mean, those guys and now yourself, pillars of the community. So
thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
I think now I don't know if this is going to be a second podcast or like a part 2, but we're going to we're going to have some food now. But I don't think you're staying for that. I think Freddie's going to take your place.
Yeah, I think Freddie is going to take my place, and I'm a bit sad about that because I can actually smell it even more now.
I'm sure they can rustle up a takeaway box for you or an extra plate. But Rachel, season's greetings. Christmas is now upon us, even though Frazer is Scrooge, working less days or whatever as Santa. I don't quite get that, but Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful 2024, and we look forward to being with you on that night, side by side again.
Fantastic.
I'll probably be the second category up.
You might be first, mate. You might go up before Rachel.
I might put you on at the end again.
I'm joking.
We'll
Loved
see.
it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you, and I appreciate your support. Keep up the good work, both of you. Thank you for this. Yeah, thank you.
Frazer,
Ben.
all right, mate.
Yes.
Are you hungry? You ready for some
am.
food?
I'm excited.
So let's introduce our next guest.
Yeah, Freddie Duke.
How you all doing, boys? You all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah,
Too
good,
bad.
Have you been on a podcast before?
First time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll look after you, mate. Don't you worry about that.
We'll be gentle.
So, Freddie, some people watch us, other people listen to us. So, we're in the home of Caribbean food.
June Plum, Wellingborough.
Yeah?
The home.
How long you been here?
Just below a year now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how long have you been how long you been a chef? How long have you been in the food industry?
Just over. I'm only 18.
Really?
Yeah, so this is my first chef job.
Good man.
Yeah.
And what's it like working here?
Unreal. It's like a whole family in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And the front, everyone just clicks. It's a proper nice vibe.
Nice.
So you're going to talk us through some of the dishes in a bit.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to go and cook them as well. I'm curious, how often do you change the menu? And where do you get your inspiration from for the dishes?
Since I've been here, there's been one big menu relaunch, but also seasonal.
Yeah.
So we might switch up desserts, You know, winter it's more homey. You want some warm food. Whereas summer, you want your colder, more fruity vibes. Really.
For those that don't know June Plum, just in a snippet, just tell people why they should come to June Plum. What they're going to experience. When
You will not experience a place like June Plum around Northamptonshire. As soon as you walk in here, because I ate it before I was a chef here.
Did you?
Yeah. And as soon as you walk here, it's just the vibe's different. Everyone's so friendly. The food is it's nothing like you've ever tried before. You could have a normal corn on the cob like you have anywhere else, but you come to June Plum,
I might have to
it's
try
so
that because I'm not
spiced
a corn on the cob fan myself.
You're not?
Yeah,
Love
no.
corn on the cob.
Yeah.
I might have to have a. And Jodie, I'm a big fan of Jodie.
Lovely.
Like I love everything she's done here.
One of my
over
best
the
friends.
years.
Probably
Really?
probably is my best friend.
Oh, that's lovely
Nice,
to hear.
that's lovely.
I was going to say how much of an inspiration is she for you because, you know, a woman in business, a woman in a male-dominated sector.
Yeah.
It's hard enough running a business as it is as well.
To be the head chef of one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she's sort of juggling all those plates.
Yeah. Everything.
Do you like what I did there?
Yeah.
Pots and pans.
But like, where does she get her inspiration from? Like different dishes? Is it?
I think it just comes naturally to her.
But if you want to change something about spice-wise or ingredients-wise, you got the freedom to do that.
We'll have discussion about it. Yeah, it's I input quite a few ideas into the menu, or I'll bring out a random idea.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you'll try it. Sometimes she'll just say that's not going to work. But that's the whole. It's the whole point of trying to invent new dishes, and that's what June Plum is good for. It's amazing, honestly.
What's your favourite dish? Sorry, Frazer.
My favourite dish. What? No, under pressure now. My favourite dish. The curry goat is unreal. The curry just out of this world. The spices, it's just nice, warm.
You can eat that all year round as well.
Yes. Curry goat's the one.
Can I ask you a question, Freddie? So, you've only been here for a year, been a chef for a year. When you went into that line of work, did you go into it ultimately to come and work here, or did you go into it to explore the world of food?
I actually wanted to be a chef in the army.
Okay.
But I was at college still. And then
Which college?
I'm an apprentice at Malton. And then there was no work.
Okay.
So I know a friend of mine. I asked him, have you got any jobs? And then he came here. And then Jodie asked him if you got anyone that wants a job. Then it was about 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I just get a call from him saying, yeah, you got a job in June Plum, be there.
The rest is
Never
history.
look-
The rest is
look back.
history, yeah.
I'm a firm believer, and I've said this time and time again, that everything in life happens for a reason, and that might just be your reason right there.
Yeah.
So
Well, me and you, we I was going to say fell in love, which is wrong, but
Flirted.
Work love,
yeah,
and that was on a stag do, wasn't it?
correct. Yeah. For 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
We've known each other since we were tiny, but
You wouldn't believe
wouldn't believe that we used to be small. And we ended up, we've done bits and bobs in the past, and then we went on a stag do. We ended up rooming, and then, well, fast forward, here I am, sat in June Plum doing a podcast with
Yeah,
Freddie.
no, it does happen for a reason.
It does, yeah, firm believer.
Life couldn't get better than this.
Yeah.
No, it
So, aspirations for yourself? I know you're early into your career,
Yeah.
but do you want June Plum 2 of your own, or do you want to go on your own? Do you see yourself in this type of food?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Jodie isn't going to. Don't worry, she's not going to. She's not
Yeah.
going to kick your ass for this.
People say you need to see yourself in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, at June Plum, every day is different. You know, something could happen out of the blue. But for myself, I love all cuisines of the world. So I'd like to go travelling a bit with the whole cooking.
Yeah.
I still have the idea, maybe of going into the army and being a chef there.
Is that because have you got
Military family.
yeah, military family? Really?
My cousin's in the army, but apart from that,
It's a great way to see the world.
yeah, it is. That was I'm a firm believer of discipline as well. I think discipline's a great thing to have.
You need that in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You talk about
You need it in general life, man.
in general life, but there
There aren't many 18-year-olds that would say that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a little bit in awe of how grounded you are. It's really quite nice.
Thank
but
you.
kitchen's fast paced. It's stressful. It's organised. You put one thing wrong, you put everything back. And yeah, that discipline side, I like that.
Talk us through a typical service. You know, like what? Obviously, you're not open yet, but what time would you get on a normal day? And then talk us through till you close.
So, come in about 10. We open. This is a weekend, so this will be a Friday. So we come in at 10. We open at 11. So an hour, solid hour, just banging out some prep. Then throughout the day, let's say we've got a delivery order in, we'll do that. But till about 5 o'clock, it's just all three of us. The rest is in the kitchen as well. We're just banging out prep until about 5 o'clock. And then 5 o'clock, we pack everything away. That's go time, service time, ticket at a time.
How many tickets could you do in a night?
I reckon I've done about 80 tickets.
Wow.
Yeah, because the little ticket in here, plus takeaway, plus collection.
Yeah.
You can get.
But there's a real good, great atmosphere here when you got people in and in around, because you have got people that. I mean, I came in here the other week. We wanted an Indian, so I came in here for a pint while I was waiting for my food to be cooked a couple of doors down. But then there was people in here that were waiting for a takeaway, and people that are here for a night out as well, and it's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's a well balanced.
So talk us through what we've got coming up. What you're going to...
So we're going to give you... One of my favourite things on the menu is it's sando. So sando is essentially a burger, but it's a homemade cocoa bread. And a cocoa bread is like a Caribbean flatbread kind of thing. It puffs up. It's got all the basic ingredients in bread, but it's quite coconut, very milky. And it's a dragon braised goat. So a dragon stout is also a Caribbean stout. And that gets, with the curry goat, it goes in there, mashed up into there with a homemade slaw. And our slaw's out of this world, boys.
Yeah.
The slaw's out of this world.
Is that Jodie's recipe?
Yeah. And then with our homemade curry mayo as well. So it's like proper sloppy, if you could say that.
Getting excited now.
No.
Is there a pint of red shot coming out?
Yeah. And we got a jerk chicken patty. They're all homemade as well. So everything we do at this restaurant, seasonings, sauces, marinades, everything is down homemade, fresh. And don't get me wrong, sometimes prep is hard doing it, but it just makes it so much better. And I also think you learn so much more than just being working. And people try to cheat a little bit, try to save some time, but sometimes it's not worth saving the time. It's a jerk chicken patty. So that's just like a jerk chicken cooked, blitzed up into the patty crust. The patty's then cooked, and then I think we have another jerk chicken roti coming up for you. A roti it's an Indian flatbread roti, but we put a Caribbean twist on it. It's got a homemade Scotch bonnet hummus on there.
Nice.
With our own pineapple chutney, and pineapple chutney is some pineapple seasonings, garlic. It all gets simmered and hand blended with the jerk chicken. Our famous.
Let's not keep it any longer,
Right,
Freddie.
Freddie, we're gonna draw this to.
Because it's going to hurt my stomach in a minute.
Listen, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, mate.
And I think you're a credit to your family, to Jodie and
Thank
June.
you very much.
So get in that kitchen, son.
So while we tuck into this, Ben, talk to me. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I don't know if people want to hear it. Do they want to hear us eating?
Who knows? We can do this as a year roundup.
Go on, then, mate.
This will be going out pre-Christmas.
Yeah, you're not a fan of Christmas, are you?
Half of this is unreal. I could have this for Christmas dinner. No, I like Christmas, but Christmas to me starts in December. It doesn't start on the 1st of September. This is unreal.
Brilliant.
Done it. Still down my shirt. We knew it was going to happen. Highlight of the year, Ben?
It's got to be
You got to think a lot's happened.
the Business Awards. I know they're still riding high for us, but because it's fresh in the memory. But I think the 150th edition was a big milestone for us.
Fan of the line?
Yeah. What about you?
I think this year's been probably my favourite year because a lot of firsts have happened.
Oh.
We've had the first Milton Keynes Education Award.
Mate, you can't stop sucking your fingers.
Why can't
I'm not having
people
that.
find it seductive?
Listen, be a normal person, use a napkin.
Just lime. We've had the first Milton Keynes Education Awards. As people know from the beginning of this, I had my first Food and Drink Awards that I eventually got to. The first 150th edition, because the way that we've powered on, I can't see us. Well, I'm looking forward to the 300th edition, the 200th edition. Just notice there's a J on that patty.
For Jodie?
Or for June, because we're in June Plum.
Oh.
They're nice, aren't they? Has it got you? No water either. Power through, mate.
MK?
MK what?
The MK Education Awards.
Yeah. Prep's already started on it for next year. Change of date. Maybe change of location. 2 amazing judges already secured today.
We'll tell everybody that in the new year.
Yeah, we will.
What's not the regret, but what's the thing that's, you look back on this year and go, shit, could have done that better?
I would say my diet while I'm eating this.
How is the prep for the half marathon going?
It's going all right, mate. I have a dodgy ankle, but
Are we down to 20 fags a day yet?
maybe. One regret, something that I'd have done differently this year. That's a great question. Because of my confidence, arrogance, I'm not 100% sure there is.
Oh, mate.
If I could think what there was, I mean, I'm struggling to even remember back to the beginning of the year. We've had an ATB rebrand. Maybe. Looking at
It wasn't a rebrand, it was a refresh.
refresh, sorry. Terminology. Arthur, do you want a bit of this chicken? It's lovely. We've had the refresh on that. We've had some amazing brands on the front cover. I don't know. I have to think on that one. You? Because you obviously have. Because you thought something.
I always use that Christmas period to reflect. It's the only time of the year where I can switch off because we're closed, or I know we're open in between Christmas and New Year, but skeleton staff. It's the only time where I can really switch off, because even if I go on holiday, you can't, that. But sometimes it's that reflection and going, actually, do you know what? We did do that because everything's so fast paced. There's always room for improvement. I'll always find we could have done that better. We could have done this better. But I do feel incredibly proud again this year of what we've done as a team. We've had some people that have moved on from the business.
Yeah.
And we've got more people that have come in, more experienced people as well. So I'm looking forward to next year in terms of how. I'm not saying that we're going to get much bigger as a team, but in terms of the new people that are going to join as well, and also seeing the existing team develop.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we probably don't talk about enough on the podcast is, we spoke about it when it happened, but you're right there, mate. We've had...
We're filming a podcast.
We've had the first year as Giant. We missed that anniversary back in September.
Oh,
What's got you?
it has.
Well, this one.
Yeah, it's good. I thought the chicken chili was coming later. But yeah, Giant's going from strength to strength, and we're talking to businesses that we probably didn't get the chance to speak to before, not just locally but on a national basis. So yeah, we need a glass of something to raise a glass now. Let's take a break and give Arthur some food.
Did you enjoy that, Ben?
I'm not just saying this. Yeah, I did. A lot.
Still enjoying it. Well, we need Arthur to jump in and help us.
That's beautiful.
For all those avid listeners of the podcast, one thing for bringing the podcast on tour is to raise awareness, and as Rachel said at the beginning of this, support local, buy local. One thing Jodie, who Ben mentioned earlier, lovely lady, anyone that mentions All Things Business, the podcast, in January when visiting June Plum will receive 15% off of their meal. And they'll also enter into a chance to win, I think, was it a year's chicken jerk or a...
Chicken jerk?
Chicken jerk, yeah. This is similar to jerk chicken. Or there is a vegan option, so you should be quite happy with that one.
Vegans. No, come on.
We'll go chicken wing.
What a vegan chicken in jerk? Vegans, just stay away. It'd be wasted on them. It would. Like, I'd get... No, this is just too good a food. But I know a lot of vegan. Rachel's vegan, as I learned the other week, quite embarrassingly.
That's brilliant. So yeah, we'll tidy this up and then
We'll come back.
we'll come back.
So, ready for this?
Yeah. I feel that one needs to be eaten first.
All right.
Yeah.
And you can have that one then.
Yeah. It's just
But
it
if
looks...
you
Start sucking your fingers and thumbs, we're going to have problems.
They just taste so good. Don't suck your thumb.
Yeah, but...
Do as I say, not as I do.
Oh, yeah. But you go...
I think it looks a lot better than that when I do it. You keep checking your shirt and you make sure you've got none in there.
There's a kick, isn't there?
Oh, you keep, but they are lovely.
Oh, try it in a second.
It's nice because usually we associate hot wing with being hot in temperature, but because these are cold, I think it adds to the heat, which is lovely.
The disguise.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you.
So, Christmas will be here. You'll have your break. You'll switch off. 2024. What are you most looking forward to?
Oh, mate.
Take time.
I think ATB's... I think the new area will, whether or not the launch happens in 2024, but the new area will definitely have that sorted or finalised. I think if that happens, the franchise model then kicks in 2025. And then on the back of our events awards conversation, you know, there's some really exciting stuff. That'll be our biggest year yet for awards and events. So yeah,
Have another bite.
that's for me. I'm going in, mate. That's what I'm looking forward to. You?
Yeah, obviously I'm biased. Seeing ATB grow, I think, is always my priority, or what I like to see. We don't like to stand still. We like to continue to move forward. Christ, that one got me. Continue to... It's creeped up on me, that, as I think. Continue to move forward. The events I'm looking forward to, obviously we're in discussions to bringing back a golf day, which I'm excited about. But also, seeing where we can...
When was the last time you played golf?
I won't play golf now, it's cold and wet. October, I think, was the last time I played. Fair weather. But looking forward to that, looking forward to the events, watching ATB grow, looking at a different area, because, without banging on about it, more than just a publication, everything that we do starts with the magazines, and then it pushes it on.
You can only have a conversation.
If you're in the room, Ben.
And I think next year as well, from a charity perspective,
Yeah.
we're not going to announce this until January, but I think it'll be our biggest fundraising year as well.
Yeah, well, I think hands down it will be.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate.
Do you want another drink?
No, I'm fine, you.
It gets it, doesn't it? You eat that third one, it creeps up and sits at the back there.
And more of these.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I think you said the other day, where were we? Food and Drink Awards, people said, love your podcast. Beaujolais, I've seen you, I've loved your podcast. The irony, Jordan Finch.
But you.
Finch. We'll test you if you're listening now, Jordan. But
What?
we'll test him if he's listening now. But obviously you know him through football. I don't particularly know him. I only know him through my wife because they went to school together.
Good save.
Yeah, but how weird it is that he sits at home watching a podcast.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. So, yeah, that's really creeping up on me now.
And also, we're going to take this on tour a little bit more. If you're out there listening, watching, or you know someone that you think, actually, that'd be quite cool there,
Yeah, I want us to go there.
we'll do it.
Get in touch. Well, look, it's that time of the year, so Merry Christmas.
You filthy animal.
Good luck.
June Plum.